Okay, remember that they're changing my voice. Here in America, they've sexually harassed me. They've interfered with this video series. I have to make some minor edits as a result. Thank God I didn't join the military. That would have been the biggest mistake of my life. They're utterly disgraced. Shame on them. Shame on everybody involved in the psyop against me. Shame on them for not being men. Shame on their families for not raising men. Okay. And trying to cover this up doesn't change that. So Revelation 17. Babylon, the prostitute on the beast. One of the 7 angels who had the 7 bowls came and said to me, "Come, I will show you the punishment of the great prostitute who sits by many waters. With her the kings of the earth committed adultery, and the inhabitants of the earth were intoxicated with the wine of her adulteries." Right, so all the people on the planet are in this spirit, this Babylonian spirit, which is compared to a prostitute, like Israel was and Jerusalem was in the Old Testament. Right, prostituting themselves to other deities, to other armies, their spirits, fair weather. Whoever comes by, they say, "Hey," and they join them. Instead of having faith in God and dying for what's right, they just immediately take on their culture. Like colonialism. Okay. We're no family on the planet except for my direct patriarchal line. Okay. Basically had an excuse for taking on the white man's ways, right? They clearly are up to no good. Look at what's happened that they've taken over the world. They're raping and killing people. And I'm not saying this to chastise indigenous people per se. These are just the facts. Nobody has an excuse for it. And how they've been behaving in this case, my goodness. They got indigenous people to help them persecute Jesus. Why? Because they took on their ways. Because like the prostitute in Revelation, they were quick to drink the maddening wine of the adulteries of American culture, of Western culture, of Israeli culture, what have you, whose center is Babylonian culture. Satan is said to be the god of this world. Okay, he brags about the flesh, lies about God. That's what Western propaganda does. Granted, the Eastern propaganda and all the nations of the world are guilty as well, but you have to emphasize it according to the deeds. It also shows the people on duty and their bosses, anyone else who might catch wind of what's going on here, it shows them that yes, you are going to be punished to the extreme for yoking yourself to the American spirit because it persecuted Christ directly his whole life, and also all those rich Europeans, the European spirit, the Israeli spirit, because they are in the spirits that persecute me, like racist, rapist scum. It's important that you understand that. You can't just do whatever you want as a nation or be in the spirit of those who are persecuting Christ without paying a severe consequence. Why the fuck don't you see it in them? Why don't you see that your spirit is so evil that it would persecute Jesus? Why are you so slack on your work? Luke 12:57. Why don't you judge for yourselves what is right? Don't be like a stupid military officer or whoever, some kind of dick-sucking shrink running their mouth. Why won't you judge for yourself what is right and stop being in the fucking American spirit? Because it's persecuting the Son of God. And you're passing that spirit to your families. What's wrong with you?